Hello my dear students, so welcome to J&H Academy. I am Olivia Fernandez. So today I am going to teach you an important chapter from class 10 biology, that is the life process. So this chapter is made absolutely simplified. So share this video as much as possible. Without wasting time, let's get started. So my dear students, we will see lot of living and non-living things around us, right? So living things we all know, like plants, animals, even microorganisms are said to be living. So how will you differentiate some organism, like organism as living and non-living? ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಶಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಇದು ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ನಾನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ? ಸೊ living organisms always show some characteristic features, right? So living organism shows characters like metabolism or respiration, digestion. They will show growth, reproduction, which is not shown by non-living things, right? So all these processes, as I said, the process of digestion, the process of reproduction, respiration, metabolism, all these processes together makes up a living organism. So if we are saying a organism as living, now a organism ana living anta heltivi when it shows all these processes. So all this life processes together we say it as life process. So how will you define life process? The function or the processes carried out by the living organism. See here, life process means the process which is carried out by living organism. So why living organism should carry out this all these processes, life processes, in order to survive, right? So we can continue this definition: carried out by living organism for its survival, for its survival. Okay, how will we define life process? Process which is carried out by living organism for its survival. So there are many life processes which is carried out by living organism. So in this chapter we are mainly going to focus on 4 main life process. So which are those 4 life processes? Nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. Okay, so in this chapter we are mainly going to focus on nutrition, respiration, transportation and finally excretion. So in nutrition we will discuss about how the food is utilized, how it is digested, what are the modes of nutrition, all those things. And in respiration, what happens to the digested food? It will get absorbed and further it will convert it into energy. That we will study in respiration. Transportation, how the substance in our body moves from one organ to another or one tissue to another tissue, that we are going to study in transportation. And finally the waste product, how it gets eliminated through our body. Okay, so that is in excretion. So in this 4 processes we are not only going to study about human processes, okay, along with that how all this process takes place in plants as well as smaller organisms. So that also we are going to study. So the first life process we are going to study is nutrition. So what do you mean by nutrition? Nutrition andre enu? See, nutrition means it is a process how the organism will obtain and utilize the food. ಒಂದು ಜೀವಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಅದರ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ಯೂಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಒಬ್ಟೇನ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫುಡ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹೌ ವಿಲ್ ವಿ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್? It is the process of obtaining and utilization of food. By whom? By living organism. Why the living organism has to utilize and obtain food? For its growth and development. So we can add that in the definition. For growth and development. Growth and development. Okay. So what is the definition of nutrition? It is the process of obtaining and utilization of food by the living organism for their growth and development. Okay. So why the living organism need nutrition? Yake beku? See, nutrition is very important and it is the fundamental life process of living organism. Why? Because it helps in growth and development. As the definition says, the first function is it is required for growth and development. And second one, why nutrition is needed? For the energy purpose. We need energy to do our work, right? So nutrition gives energy. So the second function of nutrition is for the purpose of energy. We need nutrition for the formation of new cell or to replace the old cell, right? So one cell, new cell form agbeku antandre we need nutrition for it. So the third point is formation of new cell. And also nutrition is very important to protect our body from disease, right? So if you are taking a good nutrition, then your body will be healthy, alva? So fourth point, to protect from diseases. Okay, so for this four reason, nutrition is required by the living organism. So the next topic is modes of nutrition. So in nutrition there are different modes. Mainly there are two modes of nutrition. So the first mode of nutrition is autotropic nutrition. So autotropic nutrition, and the second mode of nutrition is heterotropic nutrition. So what is autotropic nutrition? So as the name suggests, auto means self, tropic means nourishment. Autotroph, self, andre it is a mode of nutrition where organism prepare their own food. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಆಹಾರವನ್ನು ತಾವೇ ಉತ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತವೆ. Such mode of nutrition is autotropic nutrition. So how will you define autotropic nutrition? It is a mode of nutrition in which organism prepare their own food using what? Using inorganic chemicals. Is that clear? So let's define it. Mode of nutrition where organism prepare their own food using inorganic chemicals. So which organism can prepare their own food? So only green plants and some bacteria prepare their own food. So example, we can give it as plants or some bacteria. Okay, so mainly green plants are the only organism which prepare their own food. So the organism which prepare their own food are called as autotrophs, and the mode of nutrition is called as autotropic nutrition. So here we can say this both as autotrophs. ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು? autotrophs ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. So next, what is heterotropic nutrition? So heterotropic nutrition means it is a mode of nutrition. It is a mode of nutrition where organism depend on other organism or plants for their food. So heterotropic nutrition is exactly opposite of autotropic nutrition. Means here the organism will depend on other organism. It may depend on other organism also, or they will depend on plants directly or indirectly for their food. So such mode of nutrition is called as heterotropic nutrition. Okay, so the organism which shows heterotropic nutrition are called as heterotrophs. So heterotropic nutrition is followed by all the animals, even humans follows heterotropic nutrition. So all of them are called as heterotrophs. So heterotropic mode of nutrition is again further divided into 3 types. Okay, so heterotropic nutrition is further divided into 3 types. Which are the 3 types of heterotropic nutrition? First is saprophytic nutrition, then parasitic nutrition, and the last one is holozoic nutrition. So heterotropic nutrition are again divided into 3 subtypes. Yavadella? Saprophytic nutrition, parasitic and holozoic. So what is a saprophytic nutrition? Saprophytic nutrition means it is a mode of nutrition where organism depend on dead and decaying organic matter. So here organism will eat dead and decaying matter of whom? Of dead plants and animals. So such mode of nutrition is called as saprophytic nutrition. Okay, so organism, it is a mode of nutrition where organism depend on dead and decaying matter. Okay, so next is parasitic nutrition. Okay, before that saprophytic nutrition ಗೆ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು? ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ saprophytic nutrition is bacteria and also fungi like yeast you can write. So fungi, mainly east. Okay. So saprophytic nutrition is over. Next is parasitic nutrition. So what is parasitic nutrition? Here the organism will live on or inside the other living organism for its nutrition. So such mode of nutrition is called as parasitic nutrition. So how will you define it? It is a mode of nutrition in which organism live on or inside the body of other living organism. So let's write it. Stays on or inside the body of other living organism. Okay. So the living organism on which this parasite live is called as host. Idanna ನಾವು host ಅಂತನೂ ಕರಿಬಹುದು. This is also called as host. So you have to write it completely. Parasitic, what is parasitic mode of nutrition? It is a mode of nutrition in which an organism stays on or inside the body of other living organism. That is called parasitic nutrition. And the organisms are called as parasites. So which all are the organism which shows parasitic mode of nutrition? So let's give some example. Tapeworm or leech, then hair lice, roundworm, hookworm, all those are the examples for parasites. Why this tapeworm and all are called as parasite? Because they live inside the body of humans, right? And they will absorb the nutrition from there. Here yaru host ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? Humans are the host, right? So the organism inside which the other living organism lives. Okay. So parasites are again divided into ectoparasites and endoparasites. Ectoparasites means which lives on the body, on the surface of the body of other organism. Endoparasite means which live inside the body of other organism. See here, tapeworm is ectoparasite or endoparasite? So this is endoparasite because this live inside the body. Leech will take nutrition from outside the body, hence it is ectoparasite. Is that clear? Okay. So the next mode of nutrition is holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition. So what is holozoic nutrition? Holozoic nutrition means it is a mode of nutrition in which organism ingest the food as whole and digest it. Okay, here the organism will ingest the food as whole and it will digest it inside. So such mode of nutrition is called as holozoic nutrition. Okay, organism mode of nutrition where organism ingest the whole food, and digests it inside the body. So what example you can give for holozoic nutrition? All the animals, humans comes under holozoic nutrition because what we do, we consume whole animal or plant and inside digestion will take place. Is that clear? So we also come under holozoic nutrition. So holozoic nutrition, holozoic animals are further divided into three types: herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals and omnivorous. Herbivorous animal, as you all know, the animals which feed on plants, herbs, are called as herbivores. Carnivorous animals, the animals which eats flesh, it is called as carnivorous animals. And omnivorous, as you all know, the organism which consumes food and flesh both. They are called as omnivorous animal. Okay, so in modes of nutrition you should remember that there are two important modes of nutrition: autotropic nutrition and heterotropic nutrition. Autotropic, organism which prepare their own food. Heterotropic, organism which depend on other organism for their food. So heterotropic is again divided into saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic. Saprophytic, organism depend on dead and decaying organic matter. Parasitic, here the organism depend in, present in or on the other living organism. Holozoic, where the food is ingested and then digested inside the body. Okay, so next we will study about autotropic nutrition in detail. Okay, so autotropic nutrition you all know, where organism prepare their own food. Mainly green plant shows autotropic nutrition. So green plants, to prepare their own food, they follow a process. Okay, so the process is called as photosynthesis. Through photosynthesis, green plants prepare their own food. So let's study about photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis now? So photosynthesis means it is the process where green plant prepare their own food. When they are preparing their own food, they need some ingredients, right? So what ingredients they are using? Here they are using carbon dioxide and water. So ingredients idra saka, they also need some company to prepare their own food. So here in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they are preparing their own food. So the total definition of photosynthesis will be, it is the process where green plant prepare their own food using carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So let's write the definition. Process by which green plants prepare their food using what? Using carbon dioxide and water. In presence of whom? In presence of sunlight and chlorophyll is called photosynthesis. So let's write the equation of a photosynthesis. First, what it is using? Carbon dioxide and water. 6 carbon dioxide. It is using 6 carbon dioxide plus 12 molecules of water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Sunlight and chlorophyll. To form what? To obtain C6H12O6 carbohydrate, that is glucose, and what will be the byproduct? Oxygen and water. So these are the byproducts. So the main focus is to prepare the food. So what is the food it is preparing? Using carbon dioxide and water. It is preparing glucose. Is that clear? So this is an important equation and it is asked in exams. Okay. So next, to prepare its own food, it will follow certain events. So it will carry out some events. So what are the events that takes place in photosynthesis? So next we'll study events in photosynthesis. So we know that it is using carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. But we don't know when it is using. First it is using sunlight, or first it is using carbon dioxide. So first ಯಾವ್ದು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು events ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತೀವಿ. So the first event in photosynthesis is, the first event is absorption. Absorption. So absorption of what is taking place here? Sorry, sunlight. So absorption of what? So here the plants are absorbing sunlight, right? So absorption of light energy. Absorption of light energy. Absorption of light energy. Light energy or sunlight. Absorption of light energy. So who is absorbing this sunlight? To absorb this sunlight there is chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is a pigment, green pigment, and only chlorophyll can absorb the sunlight. So we can continue this absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Next, the second event in photosynthesis is reduction. Reduction. So what is getting reduced here? So here the next, the absorbed light energy is converted into chemical energy. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಲೈಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇರೋದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೈಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು chemical energy. Not only this, there will be also splitting of water takes place here in this step. Chemical energy and splitting of water. So what is the splitting of water? So the water molecule gets splitted into what? H plus oxygen and electron. So we will get a electron. So electron matte electron is used to produce this chemical energy along with the sunlight also. Okay, so ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ water split ಆಗುತ್ತೆ H plus O2 ಮತ್ತೆ electron. So through this electron and sunlight, so chemical energy is formed. So next step in photosynthesis is conversion. So now we have chemical energy. So using this chemical energy, the carbon dioxide is converted into what? It is converted into a carbohydrate, that is glucose. Conversion of carbon dioxide into food or carbohydrate. So these are the three steps that takes place in photosynthesis. Okay, is that clear? So we studied about photosynthesis. So where does this photosynthesis takes place? What is the site of this photosynthesis? We all can say, right? So photosynthesis takes place in green plants. But where in green plants? Right? So photosynthesis, as you all know, it takes place in green leaves. It takes place in green leaf. But where in green leaf? So see, this green leaf are made up of cells which are called as mesophyll cells Okay, so I will enlarge a mesophyll cell. Is dodda iralla cell, but I am enlarging it. So in this leaf is made up of tiny cells called mesophyll cell. So what is the speciality of this mesophyll cell? So mesophyll cell has an important structure in its cell which is called as chloroplast. Idrolage enide? There is a structure called as chloroplast. So idondu cell olage chloroplast an bidistini. So this is also I am enlarging. So let's take this as a chloroplast. This is mesophyll cell. So inside mesophyll cell, what is there? Chloroplast. So see, inside the chloroplast, what is there? So inside the chloroplast, there are several coin-like structures which are arranged one above the another, like this. Coin-like structures. Okay. So these structures are called as thylakoids. So these are called as thylakoids. So what is the main thing about thylakoid? So we studied about chlorophyll pigment, which is very necessary for the absorption of sunlight, right? So that chlorophyll pigment is present in thylakoids. So in thylakoids, what is present? Chlorophyll pigment. So I hope you all understood till here. Then here each thylakoids are connected by a structure which is known as stroma lamellae. Okay, so they are called as lamellae or frets. Frets antanu karitare. We'll take it as frets. And also you all see the empty spaces here, right? Illi empty space enide idella. So this is called as stroma. So this is also important in photosynthesis. So ಈ ಕ್ಲೋರೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ ಎರಡು ಸೈಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಯಾವುದು? ಒಂದು ಥೈಲಕಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ? ಕ್ಲೋರೋಫಿಲ್ ಪಿಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ದ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೋಮಾ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸಿ, ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಮೇನ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ light reaction and one is called as dark reaction. There are two reactions taking place in this chloroplast. One is called as light reaction. Innondenu? Second one is dark reaction. So what is this light reaction? So light reaction, as the name suggests, it takes place only in the presence of ಲೈಟ್. ಲೈಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಲೈಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲೈಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಥೈಲಕಾಯ್ಡ್. ಥೈಲಕಾಯ್ಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಲೈಟ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಥೈಲಕಾಯ್ಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ? ಕ್ಲೋರೋಫಿಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೋರೋಫಿಲ್ absorbs the sunlight during light reaction. It absorbs the sunlight and this sunlight is converted into energy. Sunlight absorb ಮಾಡಿ, so light is converted into energy, okay, during light reaction. Dark reaction, so dark reaction takes place in the absence of light anta ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. It takes place both in the presence of light as well as absence of light. So dark reaction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? It And also remember, dark reaction takes place in stroma, the empty space, stroma. So what happens in the dark reaction? In dark reaction, this energy is utilized to convert carbon dioxide into food. Is that clear? So this is about the site of photosynthesis. So next, we said that carbon dioxide will come inside the plant, right? So plant need carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. But how does the carbon dioxide comes inside the leaf or inside the plant? Hege barutte? See here, for the entry of carbon dioxide, there are minute pores on the surface of the leaf. On the surface of the leaf, there are minute tiny pores, and these pores are called as stomata. So, carbon dioxide enters into the leaf through this tiny structures called as stomata. See here, let's draw the structure of stomata. So, stomata is made up of two bean-shaped cells called as guard cells. These cells are called as guard cells. Okay, stomata is made up of two bean-shaped cells called as guard cells. So, these guard cells are surrounded by some like this, surrounded by subsidiary cells. ಇದನ್ನು subsidiary cell ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಡಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, that is called as stomatal pore. It is called as stomatal pore. See, it is not always that this pore is open and carbon dioxide will be getting in. This pore has the ability to open and close. Idu open agutte, close agutte. But when does it open? See, this pore of the stomata only opens during daytime and it closes during night. Why it opens during day and closes at night? Because daytime what is taking place? Photosynthesis. So, photosynthesis agbekandre ಏನು ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು? Carbon dioxide, right? So, that is why it will open when it is day and closes when during night. So, how will it open and how will it close? ಹೇಗೆ open ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು? So, the stomata will open and close with the help of guard cell. Guard cell regulate the opening and closing of stomata. See what happens during daytime, the water moves, there will be lots of water in the subsidiary cells. It will move to the guard cell through endosmosis. Then this guard cell will become bulged and it will get open. During night enagutte, water will be back to the subsidiary cell and the guard cell will shrink. As the result, the pore will get closed. Okay. So, this diagram will be important for the exam. So, I hope you all liked today's video. Let's meet in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye.